Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. So, before we get started with today's update, let's have a quick look at what happened yesterday. And some of the things yesterday was like the new whale and Maso building relationships with people in Consensus and Coinbase, and Joe set up a new thread to see tree previews for rewards, and Lido made some incentives, paid for some incentives, and Maso's comment about making the Rocket Pool website open sourced, and finally there was the meme of the week of David Hoffman in like totally being like Rocket Pool pilled. So that was a really great way to finish it. Today we had the Bellatrix update, which I implored all of you to update your nodes to the latest software version, and it seems as though everyone on Rocket Pool did really well. So people started talking about it like overnight, but it kind of came to a head this morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, which is the time zone that I'm in, and then it was 11:34 that it happened UTC. So we can have a look. People were talking about it, about where to see it, and like your node logs being the best place to see it. And then the epoch's getting closer, the epoch coming up and 10 slots to go. And then right here we had 1 minute to go, and finally we updated. People saying, like Maverick was saying, I was here, and he also made it to Rocket Fuel, and it happened, and there was a transition to new fork. So Invis shared the code here, and yeah, people transitioned to new fork, and then Pieter shared the information here as well. That was a success. However, it wasn't a total success. Well, okay, it was a huge success. It was a very, very, very good fork. Out of all the testnet stuff that we had so far, this was the most seamless, the most successful, which is really great to see. However, there were a couple of small issues. There was an issue with the op-pink distance. So like the optimal inclusion distance that some people are seeing, but it seems like that was an issue with the Beacon Chain website that was tracking it. So it seems like everything went well. There was some very early on, people were seeing that there was attestations, and well, one of the things that happened right away was people lost their peers. So I just lost half my peers, which is a comment here, and this happened for a lot of people where they lost peers, and Invis thought that it's just a P2P fork switching being a bit aggressive, so it wasn't something to worry about. And a lot of people got their peers back very quickly, and they all seemed to be okay. So that was one thing. Second thing, it seems like about 3 to 5% of people dropped off, which is a shame, but it's not terrible. However, we got some ideas of where those missing numbers are coming from, and one of those was Invis shared it at 7:50, so about 15 minutes after the hard fork. That fun fact, missing proposals had labels such as Figment and Lido, and 3 Lidos out of 6. So there was definitely some issue coming up about Lido. And then it turned out that one of these Lido node operators called Bridgetower Capital, it seems as though they haven't updated properly even up to now, and they're still missing attestations and proposals, and they have 7,900 validators that they're using. And then there's another one called Figment who have 7,000 validators that they're running as well. So they're missing proposals but not attestations. So it seems as though there are a couple of Lido operators who are missing proposals and attestations. So they actually count for a good chunk of the percentage that was missing. So it seems like overall the Bellatrix hard fork was a huge success. That means we're on our path to the merge now in 8 days, and It's extremely exciting. This is really, really great to see. So huge congrats to all the client teams and everyone who got everything ready in time for this, because you did a really great job. So congratulations. Also, if you are watching this and you're with Bridgetower Capital or Figment, you can pop into the support channel, and Patches or Object or Joe will be happy to help you, or I'm sure other people will be happy to help you too. So we can get your nodes up and running in no time. Next, we had this comment last night from Kane, who obviously is in Australia. So even though it was night for me, it was morning for him. He said, I did some good dev work this morning. So I asked Kane, I said, what are you working on at the moment, Kane? And then Maverick joked and says, taking notes in rocket fuel. So of course I was taking notes in rocket fuel. But Kane, he said, I've been working on the whole efficient mini pool queue thing. However, this morning I had a stroke of genius and figured out a simple change that makes mini pool creation about 30% more gas efficient. So rocket pool launched in, I think, November. One of the things that people were really disappointed by was just the amount of gas it took to get your mini pool launched. At the time, the gas prices were above 100, sometimes above 200. I think some people even started their nodes when gas was 300. So like the fees that they paid for launch took like a long time to recoup in terms of rewards that they were getting. So it was a big deal. Like recently, I got a mini pool registered at, I think, 5 or 6 GUI. I think people have got them in at 3 or 2 GUI even. So like it's a completely different situation now, but we expect that the fees will go up again. So having a 30% reduction in gas is absolutely amazing. So then I said number 1 rocket fuel story tomorrow, but obviously it's number 2 because of Bellatrix. Sorry, Kane. It's a great achievement, but maybe not quite as big as Bellatrix. But so Kane says not important now, but it'll be again in the future, no doubt. And then Marceau says, yeah, reducing break-even time by 30% is a pretty huge deal. Kudos. And everyone was like feeling really good about that. And then the gas goes down from 1.86 million to 1.2 million in gas, which is basically a 30% reduction, which is absolutely incredible. So Kane says I'll propose to include the change in Atlas. So going forward, that should be something that really helps node operators add more mini pools to their nodes, which is fantastic. Next, we had this comment from Superphiz's tweet. I'm just going to show you in Discord. But Superphiz says, if you're looking for a way to participate in staking without running a node, I highly recommend the rETH token provided by Rocket Pool. There are other liquid staking tokens, but Rocket Pool is a leader in promoting the health and value of the network. So this was a really nice statement by Fizz, because it's not often that he makes these statements in such a strong way. And it got a lot of engagement, 23 retweets. I retweeted it. It got a lot of likes. Let me just like that because I forgot to like it. And then there were some really good comments as well. And Marceau replied by his chart about why, it's nice to hold rETH because it's, decentralized, permissionless, trustless, and all that good stuff. But also, you can do it for selfish reasons too, which is like the best of both worlds, because it gives you one of the best post like tax adjusted yields. So it's really great. And then people like were sharing memes and stuff. So that was a really nice thing for Fizz to say. And it's a really good time for him to be saying that, because we'll be getting liquidity incentives starting tomorrow. So it's going to be a really big deal. Next, we have this comment from LionTrader who said, well, there was some discussion happening in trading about why Lido is a lot more has a lot more control in the market than the Rocket Pool's rETH does. So LionTrader said, what if we cut the commission for rETH? Obviously, we don't have the market share that Lido does. So how do we take that share away? So we offer a better product that pays more. So this led to a really good discussion that kind of happened for a while, and there were some really good points that brought up about what it means to change the commission. Like one of the things is, the people who already have mini pools, they're not going to change their commission for those mini pools. So you can't just change it to 10 and then expect the percentages to come down really quickly. One of the things that the team is working on is less ETH bonded mini pools, and they're going to slowly bring the commission fee down, while also making it, incentivizing it for existing node operators to bring their percentages down as well. So even if you are on 20% now, and then in the less ETH bonded pool, you'll actually be making more than a new 14% pool will be. So people are incentivized to move their commission rates down, which will actually have a huge change on the price that people pay for rETH overall. We had this comment from Marco Barco. It says, because we don't have enough node operators, 5%, so the fees got fixed at 15. Now the node operator problem is solved, so now we have the rETH problem, so evolution. So the thing is, we have a couple of comments. I'm going to skip a little bit, but it's worth it for you to read the whole conversation. We have a couple of comments here where Nick S says, I think you underestimate the impact of Lido's incentive programs. They spend huge sums of money every month to attract depositors and maintain liquidity depth across numerous DeFi platforms. The entire liquid staking market has essentially stopped attracting deposits since the big DPEG event, and until the merge happens, we won't get a good sense of what current market dynamics really are. We're already moving towards reducing commission as we enable high leverage via LEBs anyway. So that was a good comment by Nick. And then we had a comment here by Marceau, and he says, we need to find a way to let the market dictate the commission rate. Curved commission isn't ideal since it introduces other variables like gas sensitivity, but arguably it's better than fixed 15%, especially since we're overflowing with node operators and adding a ton more capacity soon. I actually think Butter's idea of order book for commission is ideal, but might be too complex to be worth it. Absent that, I'd support bringing back a commission curve at 5 to 15% range. And then we finally had this comment by Waldorf, I believe. I'm just trying to find it. And basically, Waldorf said that it's not worth it to set. Here it is. As I've said every time this comes up, a permanent solution to a temporary problem is flawed design. It could be higher commission until we hit balance, or one-time benefit. Forever means we have commission locked high, because why would those node operators let them go? So like I said, this was a really, really interesting discussion that happened. And and then this was a really good comment that I liked from RX Bluth, who said, maybe we see what happens to rETH adoption once people can actually, use it in DeFi, then reevaluate commission if necessary. So obviously with the DeFi stuff, there's a lot of things happening right now. We have liquidity incentives going live. We have Maker hopefully onboarding us in the next couple of weeks. There's stuff with Chainlink that's happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, but it's kind of been teased. And a lot of these things are happening that is really great, So I think maybe we shouldn't rush to anything, and we should see what happens over the next 4 or 6 weeks, and then seeing where we stand there. It might be a discussion to have. So this whole discussion kind of came up from a Lido issue and Lido's dominance, which actually, I'm sorry for messing up the order of this, but I should have gone with this tweet first. So what happened was there was Ark Investment released a newsletter today, and they talked about cbETH and liquidity ETH staking tokens, ETH liquidity tokens, staking tokens, and they didn't mention Rocket Pool as a suitable competitor. And then this person, Miguel Nito says, didn't Ark Invest research it at all? And Frank says, who I guess works for Ark Invest, he says, good point, should have mentioned it. Rocket Pool is probably the most decentralized competitor, but the market seems to strongly prefer convenience over ultimate decentralization at this point. Although ignoring cbETH, Rocket Pool has gained slight market share, 0.8% on Lido since May. So then Marceau actually had this really good rebuttal that he says it's not about convenience. Lido dominance is explained by A, first to market, B, integrations, and C, incentives primarily. Rocket Pool is making big progress in these areas, all converging this month. This story going forward from here is very different from the past. So I think that really puts things into perspective for us about just where we stand with all the amazing things that are happening for Rocket Pool this month with integrations and incentives, and that will really put us in a good position to see where we stand in about 6 weeks time. I think it'll be 4 to 6 weeks when we start seeing, some of the benefits of this. It might be that the team is a little bit more conservative and want to see what things happen over like the next, maybe say 10 or 12 weeks. But this definitely there'll be discussions that come up from this, and it'll be interesting to see how that works. So finally, I got some really good news last night. Marceau messaged me asking for my wallet address because, and for reasons. So the reasons are basically superphiz was given some RPL token, the Rocket Pool's RPL from Patricio to distribute it to worthy community members. And some of that RPL had been distributed already, but some of it hadn't. And because of my efforts in working on Rocket Fuel every day for like pretty much the last month since I started, and like I said, I really feel like it's a valuable resource for the community. I guess other people think the same thing. So from that pool, I was given 250 RPL tokens. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for that, to Patricio for initially giving the money, and to the multi-stakeholders for deciding to give me some of that money. I've always said, like, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm not doing this for subscriptions. I'm doing it because I feel like it's a service that the community really needs, because there's just so much happening every day. And I'm doing it because, I love the Rocket Pool community and I love the product, and I'm heavily invested in it, obviously. So, this was a really nice surprise, and it was really kind and thoughtful of people in that multi-sig to give me this RPL. But I'm really doing it for the love of the project, and as much as I appreciate it, like, I'd be doing this regardless of whether I was given that or not. So once again, I really want to say thank you to everyone who's involved in that decision, and it really does mean a lot that you guys are seeing what I'm doing and that you think it's of value to the community, and it just gives me the motivation to keep going. So on that really positive note, and really full of gratitude note, I want to say I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And oh my god, we're only 8 days away from the merge, so it's really exciting. But I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.